steps, trying to escape from this love that hurt me so, but I'm not.
Hello everybody and welcome to the final episode of Twice as Loud. I really wanted this episode to be special, so I asked you guys to send me in questions about my cochlear implant, the process, the surgery, all of that stuff. I also mentioned that I wanted to start putting in my thoughts of how loud the place was, how loud everything was, especially because I noticed I haven't been talking about how loud things are or how much better I can hear now. But right now I'm only wearing one at home, and for a few hours I will put in my right implant. I got my left implant this summer, and so for only a few hours I'm listening with both of them and I can clearly see the difference, but I'm still working on my left side to boost up my hearing level to make it better. So I thought we could answer questions that you guys have sent in, and you know what, I love you guys, but the questions you sent in are really good. I have like 4 pages of questions. Just a fair warning, some of these questions might seem repetitive, but I assure you that I have a different answer for different questions. The wordings might sound similar, but the way that I think of it would be different than the way you think of it. So just keep that in mind when watching this video. And also I want to make this a really fun video. So I am actually going to do my skincare. Still working my cup of coffee here. Let's just jump right into it. So the first question that I got is, how many surgeries have you gotten and what were they for? So I have gotten 2 surgeries that I know of. I do not believe I got in any other surgeries, alhamdulillah, thank God, in my life. But the surgeries was for my cochlear implant, both of them. They were for my ear so that I can elevate my hearing. The next question is, what do you do with your implant when you swim, shower, etc.? So basically they give you, depending on the model that you go with and the company that you go with for your implant, they will send you a swimwear protection. So for swimming, you can add the protection on and you can wear it while you swim, which I think is a cool feature, but I haven't had a chance to try it. With showering, I take it off completely. So yeah, I don't use the implant while I'm in the shower, but when you're swimming, I think depending on the company, I have Medel company, they send you like a packet where you can put your implant in like this clear case and you stick it on your head to wear it, and you can still like listen while you're swimming, which I think is cool. Again, what's the first thing you wanted to do / did after your surgery? I really wanted to go back to amusement parks. I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to like hear how different it was before my surgery and after my surgery, and especially with 2 cochlear implants. I wanted to hear, but I didn't do that. So what I did do instead was I went out in public. Like I would hang out with my friends, I would go alone, I would go, you know, shop, or I would go to Walmart, I would go to coffee shops, I would go to Barnes & Noble and stuff. I would try to go to loud places and see like what's the difference, is it louder? Then that's what I did. But what I really wanted to do was go to amusement parks, and that is on my list. How was the surgery? Your feelings and such, if you're comfortable to talk about it, of course I'm comfortable to talk about it. The surgery was really good, alhamdulillah. You just, after the surgery is what really hurts, and like everything is hurting, like you can feel the pain, like you literally can feel it, it hurts, and you're just regaining conscious, and everything is just, you know, like you're literally just trying to regain conscious. And you know, like when I got home, alhamdulillah, I was feeling really down, I'm not gonna lie. Like I was really down. I really just wanted to get out of bed. I didn't want to stay in bed, but I had to stay in bed to recover. But as soon as I went back out into the world, like after my activation, I was honestly just so happy. Like I was just happy, and alhamdulillah I was able to like go back out and just see people in general. Like even if I didn't make plans to hang out with any of my friends, I just saw them. And so I felt way much better when I went back out. My feelings, it depended on the stage of the surgery. So like before surgery, I was nervous. I was really nervous. Like I didn't really tell any of my friends or anything. It was such a hush low-key kind of thing. I told a few people, but like important people. I just really didn't want to tell my friends, and even my close friends, I didn't really want to tell them at all. Like, I was just trying to keep it hush-hush because I was really nervous. And then after surgery, you know, it hurts, of course. And then during recovery, it just really hurts. And then activation day comes, and I was just so excited on activation day, but bro, you guys saw that video. The very first episode was literally activation day, and then a few days with me after that. Yeah, that's how I was feeling. What would your advice be for those who are considering getting cochlear implants? My advice would be prepared for the amount of unavailability you will have in your social life if you have one, for one, because you will be going to a lot of doctor's appointments. You will be going to a lot of audiologies to determine if you're like eligible for a cochlear implant. So you will be doing a lot of things, and so if you have a social life like me, just know that you're gonna have to like really rearrange it, because you're gonna have a lot of doctor's appointments, a lot of procedures, a lot of like stuff you need to do. You know what you're getting into, read up about it, ask people who you know had cochlear implants. Like, honestly, just know what you're getting into, rearrange your social life when you have to, and you know, put your trust in God. Like, He will take care of you. So what's the biggest adjustment you've had to make after surgery? I would say the biggest adjustment is really right after activation day, is getting readjusted to the noise, the sound, the world around you. Because honestly, that was like the biggest thing. You have to get your brain to be familiarized with what you heard in my left ear. What I'm hearing in my right ear is the same thing as I heard in my left ear. But it's so like, it's very, very like you have to get into the mentality of readjusting, relearning what you've already learned. That's like the shortest way I can put it. So, I mean, that's like the biggest adjustment I have to make after surgery. How are you recovering? I'm recovering good, alhamdulillah. I've already recovered. I'm just so happy that I have recovered so well, alhamdulillah. Thank God for that. My recovery was not easy. I really was like in bed all day. Some days I couldn't even get up. So recovery is good, alhamdulillah. And I am just happy to have another and final implant. I know this kind of looks crazy, but trust the process. How do you recover? Anything special to do? Anyone allowed to avoid? LOL. No one allowed to avoid. I mean, honestly, it's not even about avoiding loud people. It's just you recovering. You cannot drive. You cannot get up so suddenly. Do anything that you're able to do, at least for the first few weeks or like 2 weeks. There wasn't really anything special to do, honestly. It's those stuff that I remember. And I recovered by sitting in my bed, looking on my phone, watching my TV. That's all I did. I really had to relax. Like, I have a problem with relaxing, and this was like one of the hardest things I had to do, was relax. And yeah, that's how you recover. How do you prepare before the surgery? Any restrictions? Yes, so the night before the surgery, you're not allowed to eat or drink anything on the morning of. You have preparations that you need to do, like at least 2 weeks prior. You have pills you need to pick up from the pharmacy that you need to take. You have a shot you need to get. You have a patch that you need to put in the opposite ear, I believe, like underneath. How does it work? Okay, so this is really like one of the most complicated things I'm gonna have to describe. I'll put a picture on the screen to help you guys. But basically, the first part of getting a cochlear implant is it's like a foil. It's like a tail foil. And they need to put it inside your cochlea in your ear. So, and then there's also a metal that they put so that when you put the implant on your head, it attached to your head, so the metal. So they open up underneath your ear. They open your ear underneath, and then they put the metal in, and then they go in. But the very first thing they do is put the cochlea, like tin thing, inside, and then they put the metal and then they sew you up. And then activation is like 3-4 weeks after your surgery, so you're like recovering for a while before you even get activated. And activation day is just basically you go in the clinic and they turn it on for you. They put specific volume for you to go slowly at, so like they'll tell you, oh, you need to go on volume 1 for 2 days, and then go to volume 2 for 1 day, and then go to volume 3 for 1 day, and then you just keep going to appointments to get it adjusted. You need more volume, less volume, you need it to be softer, you need it to be louder. And yeah, that's basically all that you really do. That's just my experience. Are there any sounds such as pen scratching, dishes clinking, amplified? Yes. Actually, yes, they are amplified, so you hear things much louder than you used to before. So like if you have hearing loss and you were using hearing aids, which is what happened in my case, I had hearing loss from a very young age. So I was using hearing aids until I was 21, 22 years old, around that time. And then during that time, I didn't hear microwave beeping. I didn't hear the freezer's ice machine making noise. Like, I really did not hear a lot of things. I have not heard even birds chirping. So you can imagine my surprise when I put in my first cochlear implant, which is on the right. I was like really shocked to hear these noises. I was like, where are they coming from? Like, I could even hear the laundry room from my own bedroom. Like, the laundry room is like a little bit across the house. I could hear that, and I was just like, whoa, what's going on? I could even hear pots and pans and dishes clinking. So yes, like, it really amplifies it, and like, I can control it from my phone if I want my volume level to go down so that it doesn't hurt. Yeah, like, a lot of sounds are amplified, and it's such a really cool way of even thinking about it. I loved how the noises are amplified, and you have control on your phone if you want your volume to stay where it is, or if you want to move it down a little bit just to make sure. But yes, noises are amplified 100 times than before you get the surgery. Because before you get the surgery, I believe, depending on your level of hearing loss, you have a certain level degree of hearing loss, and depending on that level, you don't really hear amplified noises very much. So for me, I couldn't hear amplified noises very much, and when I got my implants, I was like, whoa, this is like a whole new world. Like, I'm not really educated on everything. What's the process of the surgery? So kind of mentioned that before, how you prepare for the surgery and stuff. But the process is, you first have to go to a audiologist clinic, and you have to get tested to see if you are eligible for a cochlear implant, and they will determine that, the audiologist. And then they move forward, and you go to a doctor who is going to be your surgeon. So you have 2 separate doctors. So you have a doctor for the hearing, the audiologist, and then you have the surgeon, and he will or she will talk about what you need to do, and then you set a date and a time. And yeah, that's just really the process of the surgery. This is something insurance covered. So for my first implant, they covered half of it, but then we got them to cover the entire thing because it was an issue. But thank God for my second one, it was fully covered. So we were very, very happy that the insurance covered it, and especially what's going on now. Like, we were just very, very happy. So thank God, like, it was covered by the insurance. This is the amount of dollars you have to pay out of pocket for this surgery. So I'm very grateful, I'm very thankful that this is something that is covered by the insurance. And also, you have to get the insurance approval before you even book for like, you can book the surgery, but you have to get insurance approval and stuff that they'll cover it. How long did surgery take? An hour and a half. This cochlear implant surgery, it used to take back in the like 90s and 80s. It used to be 8 to 12 hours long. This technology has advanced since then. So now it literally takes an hour and a half, 2 hours. Do you like the results, or is the world a bit too loud? I actually love the results. I don't think the world is a bit too loud. I think that the world is at the right volume. I do know that some people will say the world is a bit too loud, but that's because you're getting used to it. But because I had this is like my second implant, I don't think the world is too loud. I just think you need it to be at the correct volume for yourself. So I like the results. If I ever have any issues, I can always go back to my audiologist, like make an appointment and, you know, see her and tell her what I'm experiencing. Do I need less volume? I think I love the results. I love the results. Is it painful? For how many days? Yes, it's painful for like maybe 3 weeks. It doesn't heal until 4 weeks fully, so it's painful for a couple of weeks. It's painful to even like move your head. Like, it's so painful. So you have to be like sitting upright, like on my bed, and I would just have to be looking like this at the TV. It's painful for a couple of weeks. It's not even just a few days. It's a couple of weeks. Do you feel a difference immediately? Not immediately out of surgery, but immediately after your implant, you do feel a difference. As I mentioned before, your brain is really getting used to the other side, and it's getting used to hearing the voices, it's getting used to the noises, it's getting used to everything all over again, because again, you're using your ear to regain what you have sort of lost. And just to be clear, cochlear implant does not restore your full hearing. It just amplifies it. It gives you more volume than what you had. So you do feel a difference when you first get activated, but then after that, you just kind of go with life. You kind of see, do I need more volume? Do I need less volume? Do I need this to be higher? Do I need it to be lower? And you can really adjust this on your phone. There's an app for it. So that's what I really love about it, is that you just, if you ever feel icky, if you ever feel like something's too loud, you can always just lower it and you'll be fine. Okay, so this is where we're gonna stop. And I hope you guys like this little get ready with me thing. I really did not have much to get ready with, but I will actually see you guys tomorrow. And the new episode of The Summer I Turned Pretty Season 3 is coming out. Hello everybody and welcome to the next day. I actually woke up and I watched a new episode of The Summer I Turned Pretty, which is episode 6. I'm gonna answer the remaining questions because I knocked out a lot of the questions yesterday, which was unexpected. So the first question is, will you still use the piece that helps with the hearing? So I'm assuming she is talking about the hearing aid, and no, I do not need to use it again. As soon as you get your cochlear implant, you don't need to use the hearing aid anymore because you're gonna have to wear the implants, so no more hearing aids for me. What's your favorite sound now? SubhanAllah, this is very this is a very good question, and I'm kind of struggling because I love to hear all sounds, but like my favorite sounds now is when I watch my favorite TV show, when I watch YouTube, when I listen to music, when I listen to Quran, and when I hear a cat meow. So currently those are like my favorite sounds right now. How did you feel the day you got activated? You guys saw I was excited in the very first episode, which I will, if you guys haven't seen that episode, go back to that one and I will put the thumbnail on the screen and leave a link to it down below in the description. But I was excited at first, but then unfortunately it took us 2 hours because I did it over at USF. I used to do it at the USF audiology clinic, and it took us over 2 hours because even though this activation was only supposed to be 20 minutes, 30 minutes to 1 hour, it took us 2 hours because they had students over there studying audiology, and so they had to test them, and so I didn't really feel like it was about me. I felt like it was more about the students, which, you know, kind of really went down. If you see the video, I was really not excited that much anymore. I was just yeah, I was on my phone, and you know, just it was a mess, but I think it was a good experience, but I didn't like it when it was like that. I don't really like the students. It was really just overwhelming, and I didn't really like it, to be honest, like that. I don't like it when there's a lot of people in the room, and I just didn't like it that it didn't feel a lot about me, but more so about the students' experience, which again, I understand, but at the same time, you're the patient. You want to feel like it's about you. You want to feel like it's your implant that you're getting activated. So my excitement like went downhill, as you can imagine. Was there anything you were scared about before getting your implant / overcoming it? No, because I already did it. Like, this is my second and final time, thank God, alhamdulillah, and I've already did it. But I was just more scared about the surgery itself, because you really do not know what happens. But yeah, I was just more scared about the surgery itself. You really don't know what happened, but thank God, I'm fine. I healed. Would you do it again? No. No, you only need to do it 2 times and that's it. But I wouldn't do it again. Like, no. What has been the impact on your overall outlook on life after your surgery? Definitely things are louder than you expect, because again, from yesterday's question, a lot of things were amplified. So your hearing range is higher than what it is, and especially when you take the time to heal, to rest, to just listen to things without closed captioning, or even just going outside and listening to the birds chirping. So I guess it's just my outlook was that things were a whole lot louder. I was able to hear around me, find even new sounds I did not know that existed. It's really just exciting when your whole world is amplified. And honestly, just thank God that everything is amplified, because now, while I do not have my full hearing restored, I have more than what people expect me to have. So like, it's definitely amplified, and it's definitely really, really exciting. So my whole outlook is that the world is louder, and I welcome the loudness. So yeah. Is it harder to go through metal detectors like when going through TSA? No, it's not. You basically have a card that says you are a cochlear implant user, and you cannot go through metal detectors because it can affect the magnet that's inside your head that they surgically put in there. So you just tell them, you show them or you tell them. I always carry my 2 cards, because I have 2 cards for my right and my left implant, and I always carry them with me in my wallet, and I just either show it to people, or I tell them, I have a cochlear implant which has metal inside, so I can't go through, and they're fine with that. Like, it's not a big deal. Is it hard to wear earrings or undercap? At first, when I had my hearing aid, I did not like wearing undercap. They would beep under the undercap. No matter how many times I would style my hijab differently, my hearing aid would beep constantly, and I got so upset that I would have to remove the undercap and only wear the hijab, and I would style it like this, just without the undercap. And after I got my implants, I was still using my hearing aid in my right side, and I was using my implant in my left side, and the same thing would happen. Like, my undercap would have some sort of effect and my hearing aid would beep. And then when I knew I was getting my surgery, I ordered a bunch of hijabs from I'll put the name on the screen, Nivaya. I think that's how you say it, Nivaya. I'm not sure how you say it, but I'll put the name on the screen and leave a link to their website down in the description. Because now I have my implants, I don't hear beeping, which is good, alhamdulillah. But no, it's not hard to wear undercaps. I just need cotton material undercaps and I'm good to go. For earrings, I never really experimented with earrings, so I think that's a good question for someone else. But I think I do want to experiment with earrings. I just don't know how with the hijab, so I don't know, we'll see. And the final question is, what was one thing / sound that surprised you after getting your cochlear implant? So when I got my right one, the sound that surprised me was the ice box in the freezer and birds chirping and the microwave beeping when the food is reheated. Like, those noises surprised me. Now what surprised me the most after getting my, I guess, just hearing more of the ice box / the freezer and even the microwave beeping, because again, it's amplified, so my brain is like relearning all of the things that I would hear from before, just on the left side instead of the right. So I mean, there's a lot of sounds. There's a lot of sounds. I really cannot list all of them off the top of my head, but those are the ones that I know. Thank you guys for sending in your questions. I really appreciate it. And if you have any other questions, just leave them in the comments down below. I will be more then happy to answer them for you. I do not mind. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and supporting me. Click that subscribe button if you haven't, and give this a like. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
I'm not brave.